In this lesson, we're going to continue to create lines and shapes inside LibreCAD. So we're going to continue in our path. We're going to increase the level little by little. So in the first video, we just worked with the line, with the 2 points line, and we saw how we can create lines and entire shapes using the values that we can insert, the x and epsilon values that we can insert in the command bar. So in this video, we're gonna create something more complex in terms of shapes, but we're gonna use basic shapes here and commands that we can find in this part, in this toolbar right here. And remember that anytime you find anything that doesn't go the way you see it here, you can just go here, go to defaults, and clear settings all, because I'm gonna use this default interface. So if you miss something, just go there and open it up. Now, one really important thing that we're gonna see in this video is the tools options toolbar, which is here is kind of invisible right now, but it's gonna appear when I'm gonna start to create some of these shapes. So what you wanna do is right click, go to toolbars, make sure that you have this tool options toolbar turned on, because this is where you can set most of the more complex shapes that you're gonna create. So let's start to create something. We already know how to create the 2 points line, so we can start to create something even simpler. So if I go all the way down here, you can see we have more complex shapes, like the polyline. We're gonna talk about the polyline in another lesson. And then we have here the selection, measurement, and transform, edit, and again measurements, text, pattern, and image, and blocks. But right here at the bottom we have points. So actually the simplest shape, the simplest geometric element that you can insert are points. So points are monodimensional. They only have one dimension. They are not like the rest of the other shapes, which are bidimensionals or with 2 dimensions. So what do I need points for? Now, points can help you to generate or create other shapes. So when you finish to place the points, press ask, otherwise you're gonna continue to place points. So press ask, you exit the command. And to use these points now, we're gonna start also to introduce the snaps. Now the snap are down here. And if I click here and drag this toolbar on the right, so I make more space, you can see you can organize here, manage the interface as you want. So I'm gonna click on this one here and just drag it in another position. Perhaps I want this in the center here so that I can access that easily. So we're gonna talk about the endpoint snap in this lesson. We're not gonna talk about all the snaps, just to introduce all those, also this other really important feature. So the snap will help you to get this point precisely. So let me just make you an example. Let's say that I want to create here a circle. So you can see that there are many ways I can create a circle, and one of these is 2 points. So I can create a single circle using 2 points. But if I click here without the snap activated, you can see that I can get really close to those points. For example, this one here. So first click, and then this one here, second click. So I can zoom a lot using the scroll wheel, but this will never be exactly there. It will never be like 100% precise. It will be really close, but not precise 100%. So when I use the snaps, I can just, let me just delete this. When I use the snap, I can be 100% precise. So if I turn on the endpoint snap, now I can snap to all the vertices that I have in my scene and the endpoints of a line or a shape. So for example, I can use these 2 again to create this 2-point circle. Now you can see that as soon as I get close to a point, my cursor will be snapped right there. So this is how we use snap. So snap will guide you in the creation and in the design of your shapes. So if I click there once, and now I can snap to all these points, and I can precisely place that circle on those 2 points. Now, if you want to work freely, you don't want any constraint, you may want to deactivate all the snaps. But if you want to work more precise, you can use the snaps, you need to use the snaps. So this is just a demonstration, and we're going to talk about snaps later on. Sometimes we don't even need snaps because the command itself will help you to create the shape that you want. So let's make more examples. Now, the second line here is angle. And this is where the option bar is coming handy, because you can see here that you can just click here and create a line, but with a certain angle and with a specific length. So this is where you can set up all these values right here. So if you want to change the angle, you want to make this like 45 degrees instead of 30, you can just specify that there. And also the length, this is going to be 10 millimeters. Let's say that it's going to be 100 millimeters. So you can see now I have a new line that I can start to click and put inside my drawing. And it's going to be with these new parameters that I have just set. And I can also change the snap point again to middle. There you go. Or end or start. So every time we create a vector or a line, in this case, you always have a start vertex and an end vertex and a middle point, which is not visible until you want to use it. So let's press ESC and let's continue here to experiment with these other types of lines. So you have horizontal, again, with the options here. You have vertical, and this is like longer. It has like 100 millimeters. And rectangle. So you can see here you don't have any options for the rectangle. So you just define the first angle and the opposite angle. And again, sometimes look here if you have more suggestions and indications from the software. And then we have parallel true point. Now, in this case, I can select, well, let me just create another line. So let's say that I just created a shape here and say close, so that I have a triangle. And by the way, if I select everything, I can get the entire length, so the perimeter of that right here in the information. So let's say that I want to create more lines that will be parallel to something that I already have in the scene. So I can do this with the parallel. So if I click parallel, I can select one line. So in that case, I'm selecting that one here. I can set up a distance, let's say 20, and you can see now I'm creating a parallel line, and this will be like evenly spaced, so that you have the exact amount of space between all the different copies. You can also increase the number, so you can like create a lot of copies like that. Now, if we want to use the points as well, we can do the parallel true points. So if I select this one here, you can see now, again, I have a number and I can specify a point. Again, if I use the snap, it's better because I can snap to some point in the scene. So you can see here how things are getting more complex. And let's move on here. Let's try with something else that we're going to come back here probably in the rest of the course, but just going to show you a little bit of this, and then you can see the rest by yourself. So bisector, again, this is too small, so let's set up a line here. Let's set up like 10. So if I select 2 lines, so you can see here, select first line, select the second line, is going to find me the exact middle here. So it's going to bisect perfectly half and half this shape right here. Now you can also select point and click on endpoint and just push it or pull it, so you can extend. But you can do this more precisely with the snaps and other tools that I will show you later. But just to show you here how you can create and extend your lines. Okay, now let's move on here. Let's create another circle. So I want to do this one here, center point. So in this case, I can create starting from a center and then defining a measure for the radius, or so in this case I will just type like let's say 40 and press enter. So this is going to be like exactly 40 the radius and 80 the diameter of this circle. And so just to show you here that I can use a tangent, point, and center, sorry, circle, and then circle, circle. So point circle means that I can specify a point, could be any point anywhere, it could be like that point right there, and then specify the circle, and it's going to create a tangent. And then I can do tangent, circle, circle. So first circle, second circle. You can see if you move around, it's going to find different types of tangents. So when you find the one that you like, you can just click. So you can see how we can create like engineering stuff and technical drawings really easy using all these different tools. These are really handy when you need to do some really specific drawing. And then you have tangent, orthogonal. So tangent, select a line, orthogonal, select a circle, arc, or ellipse, and then you can create this like perpendicular line and tangent. And then you have orthogonal, which means perpendicular. So I can create a line there, which is going to be perpendicular. Again, you can define here a length, can be like 30, and then continue here to place more. And then we have relative angle. You can set up here an angle like 10 degrees and a length. Let's leave it 30. So if I select a base entity, which could be like this line here, you can see it's creating another line which will be 10 degrees more than the degree that this line already has. So it's kind of adding up degrees. So it's relative in that sense. And then we have polygons. So polygons can be a simple triangle. This is the like smallest number of sides that you can add. So you can see I can create more. So I can just continue here and create some really funny shapes, and I can also continue to increase the number of these. So right click if you want to recall some recent commands. So let's recall the polygon. Let's start with 4 sides, then we can go into 5 sides, and then into 6, pentagon, hexagon, and so on. So we can create more and more, increasing the side number. Really interesting. So this is the polygon center, corner. Then you have center, tangent, and then you have corner, corner. So you can start to create a polygon using 2 points. So if I again activate, in this case, I need the snap. So you can see there I'm placing that triangle perfectly there, perfectly next or adjacent to that line. And let's move on. So yeah, the rest you can figure out yourself. These are different types of circles. So 3 points. So if I have 3 points here, 1, 2, 3, that's gonna be exactly in the 3 points. And then we have tangential 2 circles, 1 point. So I can use this circle here, and this point, and it's gonna be perfectly placed. And sorry, I press S, remember to click. And then you have 2 circles radius, 3 circles here. So 1, 2, 3, and that's gonna be our circle inside. So you can see how many options you have here. I'm not gonna go through everything, but you get the idea, so you can just experiment yourself. Now let's move on here. I wanna create some other types of curves. So you have arcs. Now this one here is center point angles. Now you can always check here at the top. You can see you have 2 different directions for this. So first of all, you need to find the center, then the radius, and then you can see you can place this arc anywhere you want, and then you can extend it however you want. So these are just different ways to create, you know, arcs, and this is 3-point. Now, whenever you are in trouble, you can go here to the help and go to online and select where you want to have help, and you can, for example, select commands, and it's going to open up a web browser link here. So you can just go here and you can go one by one all the different types of shapes that you can create. So if you are in trouble anytime, you can go here. You can also write in the comments if you want to make some questions or ask for assistance. Also, if you want to give suggestions to other users. And so let's move on. So if you don't find something you find too difficult, or you don't find the way, you can just check the manual or like search for tips and tricks from the community. And now let's see here something more complex. Spline. Now the spline is a more complex curve, and you can start to click and you can see you will place these points. So nothing will show up at the beginning, but if you continue, then your spline is going to appear. Now this is called control vertices spline, which means that it's a spline generated inside these control vertices that guide the line. Now if you press ESC, you will lose everything. Here you need to click on with the right mouse. So with the right mouse, you're going to close the command without losing your work. And you have another type of spline, which is true points. So in this case, the points are not outside the curve, but they are inside. But it's kind of the same effect. You have this really complex shape. Now, if you want, you can also go here in the preferences. You can activate the anti-aliasing if you want a better look of everything. And if you want, you can also, now that you know how to start with a snap, you can also use a custom color here. So if I use this color here and press ESC, now when I continue to draw, I will see a different color. So if you can just customize it however you want. Now let's see something else. Freehand. Freehand means that I can draw just like on a piece of paper, whatever I want, freehand. And so these are like the most important curves. Then you have ellipse, but they are pretty similar to circle. The only things that change is that they have 2 radius instead of 1, but they are working essentially like circles, and you can do with the 4 points and inscribed. So in this case, you need to select something that can be used to inscribe the ellipse in. And 4th line, just creating something strange here. Yeah, it's not letting me do that. So let's try with you need to have 4 like different lines. There you go. Yeah, something came up, but a little bit strange. And let's continue here. Well, actually we finished because we have a polyline, but it's another like different and more complex in a way, but not too much. But this is used when you want to go and create like not a shape that is composed by many different lines, but you want to use just a single line to create one shape, which is going to be perfectly closed, and everything is going to be perfectly stick together, so that you can especially use it in the 3D world when you need to like extrude and create 3D models. And if you're interested, you will find also video courses in 3D modeling and 3D rendering in the channel. Just look for them, or again, write your comments. So this will be all for this 3rd lesson about LibreCAD. If you enjoyed, please subscribe to the channel to stay updated for more. And if you want to support us, you want to give us a little thank you, you can join the channel as a supporter. So thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.